Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming up, Disney's live-action Beauty and the Beast has first ever exclusively gay moment, and people in Alabama are already outraged. The guys tell us about their experience at the Flower and Garden Festival. I am having trouble talking today. Kevin Close gloats about a recent rumor that has come true, and we're going to have news, roundtable rapid fire, and much, much more. Why is everybody giggling at me?
I don't know. If I knew I was going to gloat, I would have worn better clothes. I would have worn my gloating
You told me in the
outfit.
car you were going to gloat. All that and much, much more. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged, episode number 931 for the week of March 7th, 2017. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. Let the experts at Dreams Unlimited Travel help you plan the perfect Disney, Universal, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is John Magi, and I will be your host. And I am joined at the table by a bunch of random people that I happen to know. Teresa Eccles.
I don't like your glasses.
Kevin Close.
Hi, everyone.
Stephen Porter.
Hello.
Julie Martin.
Hey, y'all.
And back in our production facility, we have our producer, Craig Williams.
Hello.
Facility.
Yes.
Production facility. Again, thank you guys for joining us, for listening and watching. Pete Werner is not here. He is not your host this week. He and Rhino are still in Disneyland, or they are on their way home today.
Very soon, yes.
Yeah, very soon on their way home from a lovely trip in Disneyland, while we're all here left doing the heavy lifting. So I hope they had a good time. We're going to start off with some housekeeping, and I'm going to start because I'm the host and I can do that. I'm going to tell you all about our 20th anniversary event. The 20th anniversary for the Diz for the Diz, www.info.com, falls on June 1st of 2017, and we're going to be celebrating for an entire week. We've held space at Disney. If you guys are interested in booking a room, we have some rooms still available. Excuse me, under our group space. But most importantly, we want to make sure you all know that on June 1st, we're going to be having a big party, a big event. Details of which have not been worked out, but as soon as we have those, we'll make sure we release those to everybody. But the new news that I have for you today is that we are ready to start accepting auction items for our auction to raise money for Give Kids the World. So this evening, on the Diz boards, on a post about the 20th anniversary event, I'll be posting a link to a form we'll have in place that you can fill out, and that'll tell us that you're going to submit an item. You give us some information about the item, and that form will include how to get that item to us. So we have a little bit of a different process just so that we have a better way of keeping track of those items. You have two ways of getting those to us. You can either mail them, and again, the address will be in the process that we put in place, or you can bring them to the event once we have secured the location for the actual.
Didn't you agree to meet them at a rest area on the turnpike?
I was going to personally go to everyone's homes and pick these items up.
I believe Grace is out there doing that now. Driving around the country picking things up. We also want to let you know about the other.
Sorry.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
I also want to let you know about the other podcasts that we have going on the Diz Unplugged channel. Every Monday, the Dreams Unlimited Travel podcast, hosted by me. This past Monday, we did the part 2 of our Alpine Magic Adventures by Disney Vacation. It was fun reliving that. And coming up this Monday, we're going to be doing a show about Royal Caribbean Cruise Line cruise itineraries. So we'll talk to folks and let you know about what kind of itineraries you can book through Royal Caribbean. And that's all I know about. So I'm going to turn it over to Craig, who hopefully has information on all the other shows that we have going on.
I may or may not. I will definitely make it up, though.
Okay, good. That's what I've been doing.
Perfect. This week on the Disneyland edition, of course, which airs Sunday nights live on Mixlr.com at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 Eastern. This week, Tony reviews the new breakfast menu at Steakhouse 55. So that is now available to find on disunplugged.com. And then on Wednesdays, we will hopefully be back with you next week for a new best and worst episode. Once Pete gets back in and can actually do it. But this week you'll have a mini-sode to look forward to where Steve, myself, and Rhino all discuss in total 9 things that we wish that Disneyland has that could come to Walt Disney World. So that'll be available at some point on Wednesday for you to watch. On Thursday at 1 o'clock live on the Universal Edition show. This week we are going to do our first email show for the year. So if you have any questions and you would like answers for them, please go ahead and start sending us emails or leave us Facebook messages or tweet at us, anything. And we will answer your question on air. So that should be a lot of fun. And Friday we have Diz Pop, which I believe Rhino is going to be doing a movie review this week, but who knows what Rhino does besides Rhino.
Really? It's all a mystery. Thank you, Craig. You had more information than I thought you did.
I try.
Excellent.
I try.
Do we have anything else in housekeeping we want to cover? Teresa, any grievances you want to air?
Not that I can say here.
Okay. All right. So that'll do it for housekeeping. And we're going to move right on to the news. Teresa has been kind enough to agree to read the news for me since I'm doing the show, hosting the show. So once she's ready,
Okay, give me a sec.
because she didn't know this was going to happen.
It usually doesn't happen in this order.
Yeah.
We usually do rapid fires first and then news.
No, that's not true.
No freaking way.
Teresa, they're giving you a hard time.
Wow, this is great.
Dead air.
You ready?
Yeah.
Are we ready for this?
Hey, we've been ready for a while.
John, take a lozenge.
You know, I am available
wait,
to
it
read
went
the
away.
news
Hang
if
on.
you need
You know
sometimes.
what?
Okay, I'm ready.
Hand it over to Julie.
I got this. Okay.
It's been a coup.
You telling me to be quiet? I didn't make a sound.
Steve's throwing me off. Okay. Disney's live
Steve
action.
is throwing me off, too.
Okay, I know he is sitting over there. It's just
weird,
weird.
isn't it?
It's weird.
Sorry.
Something just ain't right
It's like a
about
ghost in my peripheral vision. It's like, what's happening over there? Go ahead, sorry.
Eat, Steve, eat. You'll gain some weight. Disney's live-action Beauty and the Beast director reveals first ever exclusively gay moment. In an interview with Britain's Attitude magazine, Bill Condon, is it Condon? Did I say it?
Yes.
The director of Disney's upcoming live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast revealed that the film will have Disney's first ever exclusively gay moment. Read below to hear. Okay, let's read below. Okay, Condon told Attitude magazine he portrayed the humble sidekick LeFou, played by Josh Gad, as confused about his feelings toward the film's macho Gaston, played by Luke Evans. LeFou is somebody who on one day wants to be Gaston and on another day wants to kiss Gaston. He's confused about what he wants, aren't we all? It's somebody who just realizing that he has these feelings, and Josh makes something really subtle and delicious out of it. And that's what has its payoff at the end, which I don't want to give away, but it's a nice exclusively gay moment in a Disney movie. Do you want me to read all of this?
Yes.
The front cover of Attitude's April issue states that the remake is Disney's gayest film ever. Matt Cain, Attitude magazine's editor-in-chief, says, by representing same-sex attraction in this short but explicitly gay scene, the studio is sending out a message that is normal and natural. And this is a message that will be heard in every country of the world, even countries where it's still socially unacceptable or even illegal to be gay. Cain also added, it's only a first step towards creating a cinematic world that reflects the one in which many of us are now proud to live in. But it's a step in the right direction, and applaud Disney for being brave enough to make it and in doing so, hopefully help to change attitudes and bring about real social progress.
All right. So first of all, it's pronounced Gayston.
I love the fact that they have a problem with a gay character, but they don't have a problem with the fact that a young girl is held captive against her will until she falls in love with an animal. You think, really? This is the line you've drawn?
And what
And-
makes it exclusively gay?
Apparently, there's
I mean, is it just the two of them alone? or what's going on?
First of all, we have to say, I know what it is. I've read about it, and I know what it is. Does everybody else know what it is?
No.
So it's a
Tell
bit
us.
of a spoiler. So if you don't want to know what it is, I will.
this is not a pivotal plot point.
It's not a pivotal plot point. Blah blah blah. It's at the very end of the movie, and after Gaston LeFou is fawning over Gaston all through the movie. At the end, there's a big celebration scene, and LeFou is dancing with another male character for all of 2 seconds.
That's it?
That's the big scene.
So 2 men dancing together is exclusively gay.
Exclusively gay. So, that in and of itself, the way they're building it up, I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like he opened LeFou's, and it's a dungeon, and weird stuff's going on with the beast.
Right.
So I think that, there's a lot of weird wording in the whole.
In many cultures, men dancing together is not unusual.
No, exactly. That's
I mean,
why.
you think of those Russian dancers where they all squat down and kick their legs.
Wait,
which
what
makes my
dance are they
knees hurt.
doing, though? Have you seen it?
The tango.
Oh, well.
I don't know. I don't.
The lambada.
The lambada. I don't know what
It's going to be a great movie. I mean, people, get over yourselves.
And didn't you think in the movie itself, when you first saw the movie, didn't you think it was a little bit like he was
That he likes Gaston?
infatuated? Right. Not necessarily.
You mean in
he
the
sings a
cartoon?
song about it.
Yes.
Right.
Apparently, there's a drive-in in Alabama.
Well, that's
who's-
our next story.
Oh, sorry.
So that's our next story. But before we move on to that, I also want to point out, too, that I don't believe this is the first gay character in a Disney movie. So I've generated a list of, this is John's list
Oh, Lord.
of other gay characters. And it would be nice if it was actually on the screen. So you guys can read through it and let me know what you think. But, first of all, Olaf, Snow Queen. I mean, come on, really. And which just tells me something else is that, Josh Gad is stereotyped.
Timon and Pumbaa are bachelors,
They are. They're bachelors who live together, and they don't want.
and they want a threesome.
And Flora and
That's not what
Fauna?
they want. No, they don't want the Lion King. What's his name?
And there's,
Simba.
They don't want Simba to go off with the girl. They want him
Yeah.
to stay with him. So,
which is
think-
what I said.
but not as gross.
And there's
You
not a
said
gay-
you were sick this week. You're just laying around coming
No,
up with this
that's
list.
why Scar is such a, a butthole.
And Ursula, the sea
Can't
witch.
find anybody to be happy with.
Ursula, the sea witch, is actually patterned after Divine, the drag queen.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Flora, Fauna,
there's-
and Merriweather weren't sisters?
No, they were 3 old spinsters who lived together.
No, they were
For some
sisters.
reason, I thought they were sisters.
And there's no gayer character in any Disney movie than Judge Claude Frollo.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
And towards the end, I forgot what people's names were.
Everyone from Winnie the Pooh.
Every character. Winnie the
So
Pooh.
with this, oh my gosh.
I thought for sure
Okay.
Christopher Robin.
Just
I was-
Robin,
Christopher
right?
Robin was. That's for sure.
Come on.
Oh, and the Mad Hatter.
Piglet.
For sure.
And Piglet.
And Colith.
I'm telling you, this is just.
I think your list is great.
I think so too. And this is the tip of the iceberg. I haven't even gotten into Marvel characters in Star Wars
Is
yet.
this what you were doing when you told me you were working and couldn't come watch the TV show I wanted to watch?
Good Lord.
I get bad news for you. This took me all of 4 seconds.
Oh, and Flower the Fox. Yes, he can call me. I mean, the skunk.
Flower?
He can call me Flower if he
Right?
wants to.
Flower is
he
so
wants
gay.
to be a flower.
Do you know who Judge Doom is? From Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, yeah.
The bad
Judge
guy.
Dredd.
Judge Dredd. No, not Judge Dredd. So I think that my list is very comprehensive. So
I
there.
don't know.
No?
Well, if you watch Once Upon a Time, I don't know where that came from. Once Upon a Time, Mulan was gay.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, hello.
Really.
She wants him to make a man out of her.
That means she's trans. They're not the same thing. Who did she kiss in Once Upon a Time?
Aurora.
No, wasn't it Red Riding? I'm having trouble talking too.
Oh, no. It's the one that turns into the wolf. It's Little
Red
Red,
Riding
Riding Hood.
Hood.
They are a couple.
In Once Upon a Time. So yeah, I think there's a lot of hoopla about nothing. I put this list together obviously as a joke, but I think there's a lot of silliness going on. So we'll move on to our second news story, which is kind of related. Teresa?
In a related story,
Oh my God.
a drive-in movie theater in rural northeastern Alabama said it would not show Disney's new version of Beauty and the Beast because it has a gay character. We will not compromise on what the Bible teaches. Is that Hennigar drive-in set. Okay.
Did you show
Yeah,
50
Facebook.
Shades of Grey?
I'm sure they didn't. We're talking real. Never mind. You can feel free to come and watch wholesome movies without worrying about sex, nudity, homosexuality, and foul language. It was unclear whether Disney ever intended to show the film in Hennigar, Alabama, population 2344, that's 2,344, or whether the drive-in, it's a drive-in, was acting preemptively. Disney did not respond to the query.
I like how it's news to Teresa. It's not just news to us. It's news to Teresa.
Carol Laney, who owns the theater with her husband, didn't give his name, cited their religious beliefs as she explained Friday why they opposed the film. I have family members who are homosexuals. I have a relationship with them. I love them. It does not mean I'm a bigot, she said in a telephone interview. I'm not judging them when I tell you that God's word says this. That's not me. That's God's word.
Yeah, you're kind of being
The owners are censoring a film that they have not seen, Ms. Lancey said. Why is it Ms. Lancey? She should be Mrs. Alabama. Okay, never mind. Ms. Lancey said they had only seen a trailer and an article that mentioned the gay character. The reimagined Beauty and the Beast, directed by Bill Condon, will not be distributed anywhere by Disney until March 17th. But Mr. Condon created an online dust-up this week when he told a British magazine that supporting character LeFou, played by Josh Gad, has a nice, exclusively gay moment at the end of the film. The Hennigar Drive-In Facebook page was flooded with more than 1,300.
Flooded.
That's a flood, baby. 1,300 comments on Friday. Many supported its ban. The majority of commenters, however, condemned the theater for homophobia and hypocrisy, as Chris Martinetti. Oh, those Italian words. Wrote a drive-in theater, so it's perfectly apt for your prehistoric ideologies. Oh, Lord. Miss Laney, 56, she's my age, said that for every negative comment, I'm getting 20 to 30 positives, and she was empathetic that she would not change her mind about the film. My salvation is not here on this earth. My salvation is in heaven, and that's who has got my back. God has my back, and I'm not going to rethink my positive now or ever, she said.
So first of all, I think Teresa's going to receive more than 1,300 comments for the way she read that story.
Right.
So I don't think 1,300 is a flood.
Not
but
empathetic.
Okay, let me just say, I get it. No, let me just say,
Do you?
I believe in God.
Okay.
Okay? I'm all about the Bible, honestly. But I don't know.
I think you're going to be
So-
surprised at my stance. I think they have the right to show whatever movie they want to show and not show whatever movie they want to show. It's their business.
Well, yeah, it's their business.
Their
They want to do
business.
whatever they do. I have a problem with the fact that you've now taken it to Facebook and made a public declaration about it
Why did we just
do it
talk
private.
about it then?
because it's the news.
Yeah, but we just got it to 1,300 more people.
Yeah, really. Got more people. So I think that, it's one thing for this to be your belief, and this is where your morality comes from. I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with it. But I'm okay with the fact that this is the choices you've made. But now the fact that you've sort of made a public announcement about it tells me that your intentions are not exactly what you're saying.
John's having an exclusively gay moment.
Yes.
Wait,
Let's look away.
so you said they have the right to do this, and I agree that they have the right to do it. So does Disney have the right to put a character like this in their
Absolutely.
movie? And so I think that maybe they should just have a side character in every movie that's gay so that these movie theaters will go out of business.
Wow.
It's a drive-in. It's not long for this world.
There's only 2,500 people in the town. I mean, I'm sure that Disney's not like knocking their door down. We need to show our movie there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not being shown at this theater.
I feel bad that I don't know. Some people are going to think all of Alabama is this way, and that's not true.
No.
That southern states get a bad rap for Bible thumping, I think. They do.
I believe you.
Sometimes it's just.
I'm
rap,
having an
not necessarily
exclusively
bad.
gay moment.
Okay.
No one has ever quoted me the Bible without using it as a weapon against me.
Really?
No one comes up and quotes the Bible to me for anything other than to denounce who I am. That's the only time I ever hear a Bible quote. So, yes, I have a kind of
Yeah.
unusual reaction to it.
You know who I feel bad for? These supposed or loved ones that are homosexual that this woman has. These poor people. Move away from that town. Get
and
out.
she says I'm not a bigot or homophobic. Well,
Go find a place to live where you
Kinda
can
are.
be you.
That's always the line, isn't it? Well, I have gay friends.
I've used that line quite frequently lately. I do have gay friends.
You can strike this one off your list. That's for sure.
Stricken from
no
the
more
record.
exclusive gay moments for you, honey.
All right, moving on
me
to
read
our
these.
third and final news story.
It's not about this, is it?
It is not.
No.
Completely-
Oh, good. It's about Star Wars.
Oh, good. I can snooze again.
The white critters are going to
People.
come out. Those
Are we
people on the
ready?
screen.
I'll be
Not
honest,
white
I didn't
people.
read this news story.
I'm hoping there's okay. New experiences coming to the 2017 Star Wars Days at Sea. According to Disney Parks blog, there are new experiences coming to the 2017 Star Wars Day at Sea on the Disney Fantasy. The Star Wars celebration returned in January and will continue until April. There are now expanded nighttime spectacular. The nighttime show, Summon the Force, will now include music from Star Wars The Force Awakens and Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, which I cried at the end. Additionally, new characters like Kylo Ren and all the others.
No, read them.
No, Ezra. And who's Sabine? I know someone that's called Sabine. How do you pronounce that over there?
Sabine.
Sabine will all now be part of the Nighttime Spectacular. Meet and greet opportunities will now be available for Star Wars Rebels characters. This means guests of all ages will be able to meet characters like Sabine, it's the Cybon women, Ezra, and I'm not reading all this off. Characters. Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels. You'll never ask me to do the news again.
Never.
Good.
This is it. This is
We're
the last-
thinking of
Season-
asking you to stop now.
Good, I'm ready for it. Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels will also be playing on the Upper Decks Funnel Vision screen, which is more than 30 feet high and 18 feet high. 30 feet wide. It's really tall. Goes in into the
How
sky.
high are you?
Can I stop? Good Lord. Let me just say right now, you YouTube people are going to complain because you always complain when I read the news, and I'm okay with that. I'll never have to do it again. Star Wars Day at Sea will also bring aboard some special guest speakers. According to the Disney Parks blog, the speakers include Hannah Gills, producer of Industrial Lights and Magic. That's kind of cool. Pablo Hidalgo, creative exclusive executive for Lucasfilm Story Group, and Jason McGatlin, executive producer for Star Wars Awakens, Rogue One, and Star Wars Story, and Star Wars The Last Jedi. There are more speakers yet to be announced, and Julie's just over there waiting on select sailings.
Pins and needles.
Of course, there is new Star Wars Day at Sea merchandise, including pins, apparel, and much, much more. I added those muches in there because you always say that.
We apologize to everyone mentioned in this article.
Lastly, there will be screenings of the Star Wars films, including the latest film, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. I love Star Wars. If it's on, I watch it. I love it all. So just don't make me read anything about it. Am I done?
Thank you for almost reading the news.
You did
She
that
like
to me on
skipped every
purpose.
third word.
I did not.
I love when she talked about how old the woman was at the drive. She was, oh, my age.
H2.
It's like reading the news with your favorite aunt.
It's Sabine
She
Savine.
has to put in a little bit of herself.
Little touch.
Anybody need gum?
If you are a Star Wars fan, this is a lot of fun.
I think. Have you been on one?
I've not been
Have
on a Star
anybody been
Wars
on a
AT,
Star Wars?
no.
No, you haven't. Wow, I think I would like it. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Like to see the people in their little outfits.
It's my worst nightmare.
You don't like Star Wars? You don't like Star Wars? No.
I'm with Julie.
Corey has
like it.
tried. He's even tried to make me and the kids. The kids are like, no.
Oh, Kelvin will come through the room. You're watching this again? Well, it's on.
No,
it
that's
all-
like Steel Magnolias. It's on.
Well,
You
that
watch
too.
it.
Of course, I say that about most anything, but
Sunset Boulevard. I'll watch Sunset Boulevard with commercials when it's on.
I will too.
Star Wars, I have to be dragged kicking and screaming to the theater,
know what?
and
The
I have to
new-
be promised snacks.
The new movies have kind of made me go back and appreciate the older ones. And by new, I mean last year and the Force Awakens and all of that. Because I've seen them
Did
all.
you like the ones that were like watching C-SPAN? There was a lot of that Senate stuff going on.
Only because they were floating on these little things out there
Star Wars C-SPAN.
It was like watching Star Wars C-SPAN.
with little red lips painted on it. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
All right. Thank you, Teresa.
You like Star Wars, right?
I do. I like Star Wars very much. I do, though. I think I like Julie's idea of Steel Magnolias Day at Sea.
I do too.
Come on and get your hair done.
Drink your juice, Shelby.
Drink some juice out on the deck.
That'd be a good theme, wouldn't it?
Easter
Right.
Bunny and be character greeting meet and greet.
The only
Thank you,
thing that separates us
Teresa.
from the other cruisers is the ability to accessorize.
All right. I think we've taken
wanna
that.
keep doing
No,
that?
we're taking that as far as we're going to take that. thank you, Teresa, for reading the news. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Especially because it was kind of last minute, so I do appreciate
It was like 5 minutes before I get here.
But you've read things before, right?
that. You do know how to read.
But I didn't read that ahead of time. I should
All right,
have. I
thank
was
you.
busy.
So we're going to move on to rapid fire. And only because it's easy, we're going to go to Teresa first, not because it's going to be good.
Jeez, I don't even know what my. Hang on, my rapid fire's here somewhere. I had one.
Do I
But,
just turn around and read it off the screen?
Yeah.
oh yeah, Raglan Road's doing a St. Patty's Day thing like they do every year. You were supposed to text it to me. You didn't text it to me. Is there more to
You
it?
said send it to your dreams email.
Oh goodness, hang on. Here it is. Okay, I'm ready.
Was there more to it than that?
I don't
there's
think
gonna
there is
be-
more to it, is there?
Oh, you're going to list things, aren't you? There's going to be
Usually they
leprechaun
have-
tossing.
One
and-
moment, please. It's
Should we
okay.
come
Here
back?
we go.
No, you can't come back.
Not from this.
Look at
Am
Craig.
I done?
Craig's going to die, I think. I think he's officially having a stroke.
You want me to read this?
Yes, please.
It's your rapid
Well, you told me
fire.
not to. Okay. With the kickoff that's less than 10 days away now,
Hard
at
to
the
believe
time
we've
to
been doing this for 10
mark
years.
your calendar and make plans to take part in the most authentic St. Patrick's Day celebration in Central Florida, the mighty St. Patrick's Festival at Raglan Road Irish Pub and Restaurant at Disney Springs. I'd suggest you circle the dates, March 16th to the 19th. In
Do you now?
In green pen. Top of the
You
morning
should do
to
it
you.
as the guy from Lucky Charms.
Top of the morning to you. Okay, and I'm not being mean to the Irish people. I'm sorry. I love the Irish people. Okay.
You're being mean to words.
She
is
even
what you're
has
being mean
friends
to.
and family who are Irish.
Yeah, so I'm not an Irish bigot.
I love potatoes. Okay. All right. The team at America's #1 Irish pub. Craig, are you okay over there?
No.
The team at America's #1 Irish pub takes the holiday seriously and recently shared their top tips on how to celebrate the Irish. I'm not going to read all this.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Please
I'm going
don't
to go next.
Okay, wait. Please don't call it the holiday St. Patty's Day. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That's true. A shamrock has 3 leaves, not 4.
Okay, thank you, Teresa,
Thank
for that
you.
rapid fire. Boy.
Did you read
You
this
told
one
me it
before
was
you started?
simple. No, I got it 5 minutes before I got here because. Never mind, I'm done.
Thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome.
Kevin.
I have 2.
All right.
The first one is ABD has released river cruises for 2018, and through May 1st, they're offering a $500 per person early booking discount on most river cruises. This is not true of the holiday cruises and the suites on any of the ships, but it's a good deal if you want to go on a river cruise. It's $500 per person, which is odd for an ABD discount. It's usually per reservation.
I also, before you go on, I also want to point out, too, the nice thing is that this is a timed discount. The last time they did it, it was a certain number of rooms.
Per space of it, the spaces.
So it was running out very fast and people were getting upset. There'll be this discount until the end of the
And if you're
promotion.
a DVC member, the discount runs through May 31st. They added an extra month for
Excellent.
DVC members.
Cool.
My other rapid fire, I told you this just after the first of the year. It was a rumor then. Disney has released a press release that says December 31st will be La Nouba's last performance here in Orlando. Nobody should be surprised. I told you 2 months ago. The other thing they're saying is because of their long-standing relationship with Cirque du Soleil, we may soon have news to share about an exciting new entertainment coming to Disney. The other part of my rumor in the beginning of January was that Cirque du Soleil, while this show is down, is going to be building a large tent, a semi-permanent tent somewhere in Orlando, and there will be a traveling show ensconced there for the duration of the time it takes to put a new show into the theater, the Cirque du Soleil Theater at Disney Springs. And again, I was only able to share that because 2 very good-looking people told me about it, and I had to tell that to be able to use this news.
I was on the show when you said that. I remember.
That was not as gloaty enough
Was that
as
the
I thought it was going
gloating?
to be.
Where's the gloating?
I didn't
not
wear my
wearing the-
gloating outfit.
I know. I just said, people. He's got to be fancier to gloat.
I would have worn much
That
nicer
was
clothes.
not a gloat.
I wish it was something besides Cirque that was going to be replacing. I wish just something new.
Like what?
Well, we don't know that.
Some Star Wars?
No, but like a magic show or something. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Lord.
That'd be
Because
cool.
that's better than Cirque.
Or like if they did like a Disney like performing arts thing there, that'd be cool.
Well, they're not saying that this new thing they're building is going to go where Cirque's building is now.
Yeah, that was a
temporary tent.
a purpose-built building.
Yeah, it's-
So they're taking the building down.
I would assume that they're going to build a tent where a traveling show will go into residence until a new show is developed for this theater.
Oh, okay.
I cannot believe this theater was purpose-built. This show started in late 1998, so it's almost 20 years old.
I'm picturing like the water for Elephant Circus pulling up every time he says traveling
Right?
show.
Where's the tent?
Well, there are several Cirque shows that are itinerant
medicine show.
Cirque.
Gypsies Trails. I'm sorry.
I heard it from the people of the town. There are several Cirque shows that do not have a permanent residence. They usually play arenas and things like this. I think they're going to build a large semi-permanent tent where this will show for several months while they build the new show into the theater. That's what I'm understanding.
I think they're going to tear it down.
They're building a giant tent right before hurricane season. Smart.
Right?
This is in
With like
December.
stakes in the ground and all
December
that kind of tent stuff.
31st. This starts after December. Hurricane season ends in November.
But if they're building, but it starts back in June.
You think they're tearing
But
the
it-
building down?
I
how
don't
long
know
is it gonna
how
take
many
to build
months
this
it will be
tent?
there.
You know?
Tents go up pretty quickly. That's kind of like why people
I don't know
carry
about
them on
Disney
their
thanks.
That's why people carry them on their backs into the woods, I assume.
I hope
right.
it has stripes on it.
I would like to stop saying tense because it's making me tense. Thank you, Kevin. Let's move on to Steve.
Okay, so over at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, the Salon by the Springs will be replacing the Trout Pass pool bar. So it's like right behind, now there's Geyser Point Bar and Grill. So they're taking that old pool bar and making it into a salon where you can get manicures, pedicures, and hair services.
Right by the pool?
Yeah.
Right by the pool.
Replacing
That's
a bar
exactly-
with
Get your
a
hair
spa.
braided.
Yes. There's no details on when it will open, though. So
That's
kind
kind
of
of weird.
get you the
It is
details
weird.
when they come available.
That is a weird thing, isn't it?
Because that's where I'd go to have that done. Wilderness. That's weird.
That's what you think of
Some
when you
kid
think of.
flashes your new hairstyle.
Yeah, you
My
just
do.
you
My
get like
do.
a nice hairdo, and then someone does a cannonball, and
You got to get the little, the little plastic kerchief to wear to protect your
yeah.
hair by the pool.
Like Lady Bird John.
Right? This is a weird podcast, John.
It is for sure. I was hoping it was a dream.
Can I go back and do
That's a
one more
nightmare.
thing?
No.
Come on.
Sure, go ahead, do one more thing.
While I'm sitting here, several reservations have come in for our Viking Italy cruise next March 24th through March 31st. I've gotten a couple of new reservations just while we're sitting here doing the show. If you're interested, Kevin at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com.
Yeah,
I've gotten several hate mail.
Oh, we're doing the show. Here you go.
She got an email from Reading is Fundamental.
Steve, is there anything else you want to add to that great story?
that was about it. It's just a quick little.
LeVar Burton.
Thank you very much, Steve. Julie, on to you.
Okay.
Yeah, Julie.
I can't stop laughing. Some of you may or may not know that in the Magic Kingdom, there is a PhotoPass spot where you can take a magic shot near the Tangled restrooms. It looks like you're holding the Tangled lantern that Rapunzel releases. So a lot of people really love this. Guess what? It's only available till March 15th. So if your vacation or, trip to the park is planned after that, you can't take this photo.
What are they going to do? Take the lanterns down?
I have no idea.
No. The lanterns stay up. It's just you get to hold it for the picture.
Yeah. And then after March 15th,
Touch it anymore.
can't touch it anymore.
No more touching, John.
He puts this in front of a bathroom.
And this is a super, super cool photo. And they show like a wide shot on the site where it looks like you're releasing the lantern up with all the other lanterns. In my opinion, it's one of the cooler PhotoPass,
Is the
kind of like
lantern
holding
attached to something?
Remy in France and stuff like that, except that's the real lantern. They're not photoshopping it in there or whatever they do.
They stick it in your hand, they take a picture, and then you ooh and all, and you
I've
move
lost
on.
interest.
So it's over, people.
It's over.
Thanks, Shanghai. All right. Thank you, Julie. Craig, what about you?
Okay, so I have some fun stuff regarding Pandora, the world of Avatar. So Disney updated their website, and we now know some of the height restrictions that will be available, including for the Avatar Flight of Passage, where you will get to ride on the Banshee, soar on the back of a mountain banshee during a thrilling ride above this vast moon. That height restriction is going to be 44 inches. So if you're not 44 inches, then you will not be able to ride. So apparently that's of interest for kids, tweens, teens, and adults. And then, pretty much as everyone expected, the Navi River journey, the float through the bioluminescence rainforest, that will have no height restriction. And then apparently they're calling just walking around the area an attraction in itself, Valley of the Moara, and that has no height restriction.
Oh, thank goodness. That's no height restriction.
You don't have to be a certain height to walk.
What do we know? What kind of ride the Banshee ride is? Is it a coaster? Is it a Soarin'? Is it a?
It is a simulator of some sorts where you will be riding on top of an actual banshee and in front of a giant screen. And that's all I know.
So
Banshees.
Soarin' meets Star Tours.
I legitimately have
I Can Fly.
no
Updated
idea.
version.
So the idea of going in and straddling anything really isn't like on my bucket list. But
He has such a way with words, doesn't he?
It's not have seats on the back of the Banshee?
I mean, have you not ridden ET?
no, ET has actual bike. It's not a bike seat. You sit on it like a chair. This, from the concept art that they're showing, or that some people released, they found of Imagineers testing it out. It was like actual straddling.
So one
riding a horse?
One person
Like a
riding.
carousel horse,
That's going to limit the number
but
of
with a tail that plugs into another.
Does it have
banshee.
a maximum height requirement? Because I'd like to not be. I like to be excluded from being able. to
I'm
ride
actually
it.
too tall for the walking part
You
too.
are too tall for walking.
I mean, I do enjoy riding like the carousel every now and then, but because of the straddling, it takes it's not an every single time you go type of thing. So I don't know if a lot of
You got
people will
issues,
be put
boy.
off by it.
I mean, really?
If we gave you some wet wipes, would it be okay?
It's just not.
Just stop saying the
Just
word
not
straddling.
comfortable. It's
Don't
not
say it
comfortable.
again. Don't say it again.
I'm starting to get uncomfortable.
And that's Craig's exclusively gay moment.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, Craig, for that story, I guess. Let's move on to, you guys had a chance to go to Flower and Garden. Opening of Flower and Garden was this past week. It looks like Steve and Craig were the only ones who had a chance to go. Anybody else have a chance to get out and see it?
Not yet.
I couldn't go because you were sick.
Yeah, I was sick. Yeah, we could not
I
leave
couldn't
the
go
house,
either because John was sick.
as it happens. So tell us a little bit about it. What did you guys think of it? Anything new, different we have to see?
Well, the best way that we know how to show it off is by showing you the video that we have of it. So
Awesome.
before we get started with that, we'll show you a little bit of it and then talk about some of the details of this year's event. So
Cool.
here we go.
Oh, excellent. That was a really nice video. First of all, everything looked really nice. The Epcot looked beautiful, but that was a really crisp video that you guys took. You had a nice day, it looks like.
Oh yeah, no, it was a beautiful 100-degree day where we walked away sunburnt. The back of my neck is peeling, if anyone cared to know. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah. This year's Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival started on March 1st, and it will run through May 29th, 2017. Obviously, it's not going to run all through the year. If you've forgotten what Flower and Garden is, it is essentially now just food and wine where they put up some topiaries. But the topiaries are actually really, really good and enjoyable this year. So I know a lot of times it just feels very stale and like the same thing over and over and over again. But I feel like this is the first year in probably about 3 or 4 years where they've actually tried to switch things up a little bit and add in some new designs. And like the one that's right out front that you saw in the video, where they're all kind of like holding the flower ropes and they're supposed to be like walking around, but they're just standing still. That's cool. Steve, do you have any highlights with that?
Yeah, well, no, we just kind of noticed that it felt full. Like there was a lot of topiaries throughout the park. It didn't feel like they used the space with as many topiaries as possible. So it was nice. I'm not big into flowers, so I'm not an expert on that, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, it smells better during this time of year. Between the food and the flowers, it just... I'm not wrong.
I'm laughing, but I totally agree.
The Flower and Garden Show also looks... It gets better as it goes along because the flowers mature.
I saw the topiaries looked really good. There were some that didn't look done. Like they weren't baked long enough. Like Pooh looked like he might have been a little more time in the oven.
Yeah, I think those ones were starting to dry out. And there are some that feel like they need to be updated. I know we were kind of joking about it in here with the eyes, but like the rabbit that they have is just absolutely terrifying. It just has beady eyes.
Yeah, well, and when you look at it up close, like one of his eyes is up here and the other is like down here, and it's like, geez, it looks like he had a late night or
been
something.
Drinking around the world.
Yeah,
I like the Elsa and Anna one. They looked like they were
it's
full and beautiful.
And they're in a nice placement this year under the shade right next to the Royal Summer House. So I think that was a smart decision to move it there. I really enjoy outside of Mexico. They have 3 caballeros standing in a field of peppers. So it's wildly stereotypical, but it's really beautiful. It's probably my absolute favorite one this year. And
was LeFou anywhere?
No, LeFou was...
He was in front of the gay bar.
In front of Gaston's.
No, he wasn't there. But and then, of course, they had all their outdoor kitchens. I believe 15 in total. The 2 new ones this year were the berry basket. And if you saw the video, that's the picture of the lamb chop that was covered in what apparently was blackberry gastrique.
Was that a lamb chop?
That was a lamb chop, and so it's basically the standard Disney lamb chop that they do at every event. But then they poured blackberry sauce on top of it, and it was that perfect balance of sweet and savory. Just if you're a carnivore, it's absolutely delicious.
That's kind of interesting because I enjoyed so much of what we had food wise that was actually my least favorite dish. But it wasn't that it was bad; it was just. I loved the food this year.
I also gave him a fatty end piece and took a lot of the good stuff for myself, but
there's some weird words in this show.
Another exclusively gay moment.
Listen,
the fatty end piece.
I'm sorry. Steve, what were your highlights?
Like I said, like the food was exceptional. The potato pancakes and the ribs were delicious.
Those ribs looked really good.
Yeah, and they were $6.25, and they weren't like skimpy ribs. They were the real deal. For Disney, you'd figure they just give you one. Here's your rib. But no, it was nice. And there was a little salsa with corn and black beans underneath. So that was delicious. The lettuce taco, chicken taco in China was delicious. That was my favorite dish, I think.
Chicken taco?
In China?
Not a chicken lettuce wrap. Chicken lettuce wrap. But you eat it like a taco, so there you go.
But it's not a taco.
Very good.
Yeah, oh no, I know it's not a taco.
Well, that's what it was called.
Sorry.
It was called the lettuce chicken taco. That was the name of it.
No, it is called a spicy chicken lettuce wrap.
Okay. Never
So,
mind.
Wow,
Scratch
Steve, why are
that.
you on this show? Oh, I've heard that somewhere. Why am I here? I don't know.
That would never
me
happen.
choke.
Well, my favorite thing was actually at in Marrakesh, outside of the Morocco Pavilion. It was, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, the merguez hot dog sausage that was. It was a combination of spicy beef and lamb with sautéed onions and green peppers on top, and it was spicy and
Was it?
just it was. It was one of the best things I've ever had at Disney. It was just it hit
That's-
the mark.
Wow.
No,
It was definitely delicious, but if you don't have a water with you, because it is spicy, I needed to go get. I got that watermelon cucumber slushy after because my mouth was
Is that
burning.
the pink thing that we saw?
Yeah, it was
Sounds like
delicious.
good.
It was like candy.
Who? Watermelons and cucumbers? Yes, please.
Oh, wow. Refreshing.
yes, very.
How were the other drinks?
Honestly, I don't think I got one beer, just to try it, but I didn't really do a lot of. Oh no, I did. Sorry, I did the maple milkshake with the caramel popcorn, which was. I know you're making disgusted faces, but it was actually
On a hot day?
well, summertime. People go to the Dairy Queen and
Okay.
get milkshakes
Is
and
it
stuff like that.
alcoholic or
It
non-alcoholic?
can be alcoholic, and they'll add a shot of whiskey to it. I had the non-alcoholic one, just because it would have been too hot to start mixing all of that. But it was actually really delicious. It was like eating maple candy in a milkshake form.
With
which is
popcorn on top.
With popcorn on top. I mean, I ate the popcorn, but I didn't have to eat the
Well,
popcorn.
maple candy goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not a fan of maple, avoid it like the plague. But
like
it was
maple.
good. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
I like the tree.
How were the prices of the food?
Basically the same as they've been in years past, ranging from anywhere from around like $4 up to
I think it was $3.50 to $7.25.
yeah, about right in that range. So we went in each with $35 on a gift card, and we walked out with $2 left, and we ate a substantial amount of food.
And I'd like
throughout
my
the entire-
$4 back, please.
Is the right? Wait, you gave him money to eat?
No, I'm sure I'll be billed for it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Is the butterfly house still there?
Yes, the butterfly house is
John's
there.
favorite activity
Oh my
at Flower
God.
and Garden.
Are there butterflies in it yet?
Yeah, the butterflies are in it, and I believe since we've went there, they're now giving you go-go squeeze as soon as you go through.
Careful. There's been a recall on a lot of that.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably the ones they're giving you. You called them, handing them
recall
out.
one.
Yeah, the Butterfly House is back. The Festival Center is in Wonders of Life, as always, and that is only open on the weekends, not the weekdays. So if you're not there on a weekend, you're not going to see it. Also on the weekends, of course, they're doing all of the bands that come in and play. Like this year, Dennis DeYoung from Styx, like always.
I heard he was really good.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Cool.
You like Dennis. Tell me about the jewelry. Do they have any unique jewelry that's Flower and Garden? Like,
You're really putting me on a
you know,
spot
like
there.
shopping.
Usually, yeah.
How
They
about
usually
the
have
merchandise? Let's talk about the merchandise,
That's
not
what I'm
just
talking
jewelry.
about.
Okay. Steve, do you want to handle merchandise?
Yeah, so they have exclusive annual pass holder merchandise, and they have typical merchandise. There is no annual pass holder gift this year. So in past years, you would, if you went 3 times, you'd get a cup or a painting or whatever. You don't get that this year. There's, of course, everything's Figment. So if you're Kathy Worling, there's lots of great options. But that's always my
that was ugly.
and that's nothing against Kathy. I mean, that's just my complaint against the merchandise. Is that
Complaint
everything
against
is
Kathy.
Figment related, and I would love just a Flower and Garden shirt that doesn't have Figment all over it, but.
I kind of understand that.
yeah.
You do.
Well, how about things that don't say Flower and Garden? Just unique.
Oh yeah,
things, you know?
yeah. They have the typical booths throughout the World Showcase that
Okay.
have the gardening stuff. Not my favorite thing, so I wasn't checking out every little.
I'll
detail.
let you know, Teresa, when I
Okay.
go.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say this is better when Julie does this.
There's nothing at the outside vendors that come in to sell you. There's nothing that you haven't seen before. I'll say that
Really?
much. Yeah. No, it's there. Well, the only thing that maybe was unique that I might have just bypassed before is they had these little cute they were almost like stand-up chia pets that were Mickey and Minnie that you could grow yourself.
Chia.
I'm not sure if they were. They're not like actual chia
love
pets. They
chia
didn't come in the
pets.
box, but they were. It was water them, grow them yourself, and
That sounds cute.
I'm not going crazy, right, Steve?
No,
It was very hot.
They were really big though, so I don't know how people are going to get those home.
The chia pets?
Yeah, they were like this big, unless you're going to fill your whole suitcase with clothes stuffed around the plant. I don't know.
That's a really good thing on a radio show. Steve
A
is
foot
saying
tall.
2.5.
Like
two,
It sounds
two and a
like-
half,
3 feet.
We've seen these before. They're kind of like take-home topiaries, right?
Essentially, yes.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen those.
So-
They ship them. They'll ship them for you. If
Go
you
to
wanna buy them.
CVS, get your chia pet.
And the one cool thing that they are doing this year is they've added a couple new features that are free, which rarely goes hand in hand with Disney. We've heard about at least 2 of them. The one is they are doing a tea tour twice a day.
I heard about this.
There's 2 different types of tea tours. There's one that costs money in the morning, where you get free scones and tea. Actually get to sit down and drink some tea and learn about the history and the diversity. There's another tour that happens twice a day for free. That you have to sign up, and it's first come, first served. But they will take you around the tea garden and talk to you about it, and then give you basically a handful of free tea as a little
Just
gift.
like loose
So,
tea, you have to walk around Epcot. carrying this loose-
Yeah.
Take a baggie with you.
If you would like to put the loose tea in something, you have to buy your own tin.
You have to pay for the event, but the scones are free.
And the other one that we found out about, it's again first come first serve. In the festival center, you could actually pot your own little plants and then take them home. And you learned about how like some of the plant trees and stuff were being made all around the festival. And just I guess if you want to carry around a plant the rest of the day, then that's great. We met some great listeners who were doing that exact thing, but it was a really cool little takeaway,
kind of
especially
plant?
for locals.
It was a succulent.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Wow.
Craig has no
Beats the
idea.
crap out of me.
I like
succulent?
succulents. My grandmother grew a lot of it.
Just so that's something that would be a little bit easier to, wouldn't die right away. So they give you something that's a little more hardy.
My favorite thing to look at is the bonsai trees, because some of them are so old. Seriously, I've killed 2 of those. I don't know how most people do it.
How are you killing bonsai? Well, come over. I'll throw a couple in the
There's a
back of your
little
car.
trial for them.
I was just going to say, were you trying to kill him?
It wasn't murder.
All right.
That would be my house with plants.
Anything else you guys want to mention specifically about?
Yeah, I'll just say we had mentioned how hot it was. I'll just say there's so many great options food-wise, but there's a lot of hot food. And if you go on the hottest day of your trip, you might not feel like eating ribs or, something like the potato
Heavy.
pancakes was delicious, but it was warm. So on a 88 or 90 degree day, it's not the best. So I would say if you're planning your trip out and you're going to go to one of the festivals, plan for one of the cooler days.
Same kind of table setup as Food and Wine, a few high tops. Every once in a while, you might find a place to sit.
Yeah, the high tops were definitely in surplus. I think now that they are doing the festivals essentially year round, they're just keeping them there.
Yeah.
There's no point in
about-
taking them away.
What about all the picnic tables that were out during the
Yeah, there's a lot too, especially like in the Germany area. There's a ton of picnic tables over there. We never once had a problem finding any place to sit down. And that the first day of festival is always busy, and it was pretty busy the day that we were there. But we had no issues with that. So, and all the lines were very very manageable. I think a lot of people are just really appreciating that after Festival of the Arts, which was cool and unique in a way. But with the food aspect of that, the price went up. Portions kind of went down, and you had to wait a long time. So now that it's back to the normal groove of basically slop it on a plate and throw it at you for not that much money, people are generally a lot more happy about it. So I know we had a great time. We were there a good 5 hours or so and just strolled along. Really, really enjoyed it. So
Do they still have playgrounds like always?
yeah, they do.
Okay, good.
They do. Sorry, I just don't like going onto playgrounds.
You don't
and
have a child, you shouldn't.
filming.
That's
Yeah,
creepy.
It's very creepy.
With your video camera.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm done.
Excellent. Thank you guys very much for sharing that experience. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll get a chance to get over there and see a little bit of it ourselves. The nice thing is I believe it's running for 19 months. So we should have an opportunity sooner or later
It's
to go
not
see
an
it.
anniversary.
It's not an anniversary. But it's always a great time. It always makes Epcot beautiful. You don't have to buy the food, so it's part of your price for getting it anyway
I always wonder why it just can't be that way all the time.
because of winter.
Yeah, but winter, I mean, it should be beautiful. Why do they take it away
Wait a
in
minute.
summer?
Let's go back. What do you mean you don't have to buy the food? It's part of you getting in anyway.
You don't have to. It's not something you have to
not
actually
required.
do.
It's
free.
Right.
What you said
I
didn't sound.
apologize. Yeah, I
Right.
said it wrong. You're right.
It's not a requirement that you buy
Right.
food.
What I'm saying is you
have
don't
to
have
buy
to
the
pay
food.
extra to do this event. It's part of your ticket to get in. And if you don't want to spend any additional money on food, you don't have to.
The food is not included.
Correct. So, yeah, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. That'll do it for our show. Thank you, everybody at home, for listening and watching. Thank you all for participating in my exclusively gay moment. And we hope you have a great week. Thanks.
I do that a lot.